All right, guys. So it looks like we're pretty much on point again today. We opened higher, and we also had like I said, we were either going to see a higher high or the same high, and it looks like we had both. We had a higher high in the pre-market. Most people couldn't have taken advantage of that, and then we had the same high here, or slightly higher high right at the open. With that said, that's an important price level. I'm going to mark off as the piece price level. If you're new, the piece card right here in the pre-market, because when that card appears, it doesn't always work this way, but it may indicate the same price level in the near future if we see the card again. And I'm going to mark that off as cruelty for now. We'll probably get rid of some of these because it's a lot of lines on the chart, but for now we'll put it there. Right, and so that abundance card that's sort of hidden right there, if you take a look at yesterday, the abundance card was the theme, and we're coming right up along that price level. I guess it was a slightly lower high actually, but pretty darn close. And so, with that said, it looks like there's most likely a low around 1 o'clock. Oh, excuse me, I'm looking at the wrong chart. There's most likely a low, it looks like around 12 o'clock, maybe a little sooner, even 11 o'clock. So, this might be the low that we're coming into right now. And then there should be like this unexpected, or this I guess unexpected. So like this looks like pretty scary negative chart behavior, as in other words, indicating that we'll most likely go lower. Right, we passed by this important price level, we passed by this important price level, this important, and we're still moving to the downside. That's the kind of environment that's a setup for the futility card, because it looks like we're going to continue to go lower, but instead there's this unexpected move higher. Sometimes we even break through a resistance level with the futility card, and it looks like what'll happen is around 12 o'clock. Hard to say if we go from a trough to a crest, or a crest to a trough. Hard to say there, but there's a crest and a trough around 12 o'clock. There's a trough around 11. I think we probably go from the trough around 11 into a crest around 12. And it'll be like a near overbought crest around 12 that we sell off from through multiple supports. And then midday, we'll see sideways rotation that ends with a big move to the upside towards the end of the day. Yeah, so we're coming up on a low here. I'm not sure how much lower we will go. Hard to say because there's nothing really to indicate that for me. And we do have a nullified low card making. So what nullified card means is these cards going from left to right on the screen are what you call timeline cards in the system of SO meta analysis. These are timeline cards. They represent moments in time, or periods of time, or increments of time. And the relationship between the significator cards, which, like, this is the high significator, low significator, these are event cards, right? Significator cards, and where their relationship appears on the timeline, right? It's got a relationship possibly to cards here on the timeline. That would indicate the timing of that event, if that makes sense. It sounds really simple, but believe it or not, it's never been done before. That type of timing with tarot is completely new, developed by yours truly for the system of estimate analysis specifically. What the heck? Yeah, and you can see we kind of have like two highs at roughly the same price level on the 22nd and the 23rd. What's interesting is that usually what you'll see with the with the moon cycle is that when you have a full moon, you'll usually see a few days ahead of time some sort of low in the market, and you can see it. There was a low here. It's like a local low. It's not the best example of it, and that has a lot to do with the fact that we were coming out of Mercury retrograde, because Mercury retrograde almost always kind of screws with that lunar cycle reliability. Hey, it was luck. Glad I was able to assist. Yeah, so we're probably bottoming out right here, guys. Right? And we should see a notable move higher to a near overbought crest or peak. Are you wanting to sit on my lap, Hermes? Okay. You gonna sit on my lap, goofball? Yeah. down, buddy. Appreciate it. It was like, is Disney looking bullish remainder of January? I got a 2024 reading that I started. But it needs a lot of work. I just started it, I believe. I don't think it's even. Oh, it is marked up. It is marked up, though. I do so many readings, I forget sometimes when I've done one already. Just gotta save this. I don't know how to save it, but I want to make sure I save it. All right, so Disney. All right, so it looks like we probably saw the low, and we most likely have a lower price level than the low that we saw here. We most likely see a lower price level in early February. And the high forms from a fast sudden move higher after a period of volatility. It looks like it looks pretty mixed to me. Looks pretty mixed to me. Let me see. The remainder of January. Yeah, there's a reversal here. It's back and forth. We're gonna see multiple reversals. It's back and forth. There should be a peak that forms in the later part of January when we break through resistance momentarily, and then we break back down through that same price level shortly thereafter with the full retracement. But it's pretty mixed. Oh my god, Hermes has been so barky and overly hyper for like the last week because the snow kind of like limits how much time he gets outside. And he's a very hyper dog, so if he doesn't get his outside time, he like gets very, very uppity and he starts bouncing. He literally starts bouncing around. It's not the same as hopping, it's like bouncing. Hopping would be like he's like this. Is he whining? I don't hear him. Are you whining, goofball? Come here, goof. Mwah. Here's your little treat to chew on, okay? Yeah, so we're in the midst of this futility card now, and that should take us to near overbought territory, which we're kind of getting close to right now. I would consider this near overbought, maybe a little further to the upside. The Magus card, so we go from a near overbought crest into another trough that should be close to as low as the one that we just saw, not quite as low. And then out of that, there's a notable move to the upside off of like it'll be like a sideways rotation along support, and it'll end with a fast sudden move higher somewhere between like 12 and 1. Pretty sidewaysy throughout the second half of the day. Coin, probably both. Yeah, there's multiple highs, but let me take a look. So we have a prominent high and a lowest low thus far. Yeah, no, it's hard to say. It's somewhere between February and March, and then we'll probably see close to the same high between like March and April as well, and then close to the same high. It looks like in May as well. It's like it's pretty crazy, but it's overall looking bearish for coin in 2024. Believe it or not. You good boy, Hermes. You know, everybody loves you so much. If I think probably the high between February and March is going to be the highest one, and then the other ones that I mentioned probably come close, but not quite as high. Well, you could say it's because coin was just downgraded, or you could say since this 2024 reading for coin was created on December 12th, maybe it's because the reading said so and coin got downgraded because of the reading. Which one is it? You don't know, right? It's no way to really know for sure. I can't believe there's only 4 people on right now. Like, literally, we're in the midst of this decline. And, like, 5 minutes before, I'm like, hey, this is where we're going to bottom out around 11 o'clock. And then there should be an unexpected move higher, even in the face of a decline that looks like we're going to go lower. And here we go into overbought crest territory, near overbought crest territory, as said, before 12. I mean, like, literally, where else can you watch somebody literally tell you what the stock market is going to do right before it does it 98% of the time? I can't believe there's only 3 people on. Craziness to me. What is your projection on NFLX? Appreciate it. It was like NFLX earnings today. Were you being a rhinoceros? So there's a pretty big move to the upside here. It could have already taken place based on where we opened. And then it looks like we're probably lower tomorrow, but by Thursday or Friday, we're probably at a high for the month. Earnings results for NFLX today doesn't look good. I wonder if I've got anything for Universe in here. Nope. It looks like a pretty significant miss to me. The Universe card. Maybe things out of the control of NFLX, like some sort of thing like has impacted NFLX in a way that they couldn't control, and they end up missing something along those lines. Probably a pretty notable drop there overnight or in the morning tomorrow. I'm going to run through Bitcoin real quick. And then I'm going to roll, my friends. I'll be back on at 3 for a members only session. Tuesdays and Thursdays now are members only, meaning that only members can chat Tuesdays and Thursday afternoons. Are you rhinoceros again? Are you being a rhinoceros? Come here. Go back down, okay? Here's your treat. Here's your treat. Wow. Okay, so we went lower. Okay, so I would say tomorrow we're going to see a pretty notable move to the upside. I did not expect us to go lower today. I mean, there was a possibility of it, but I thought we'd already seen the low. In any case, that puts the low today, and then we should see a pretty notable move to the upside tomorrow, like a breakout on a multi-day scale. So we would at least break through this price level here, is my sense. But hopefully something like this. The victory card can be a pretty notable move. And this is pretty bullish energy moving into the 27th. I would say it gets pretty bullish from here. And then we probably revisit the lows here around the 29th. Either that or we're revisiting it. It might not be the lows, but we're revisiting an important trough or support level there. I think it's probably the lows revisited, but that's after a high somewhere around the 26, 27 for Bitcoin. I would say now would be a good place to add to a partial long if you opened a partial long yesterday, and if you didn't open a partial long yesterday, I would probably add like create a full long position here for a multi-day swing trade. To be safe, I would look to close it on the 26th. Would be my best bet on the 26th, early in the day at an important price level when we like kind of on a multi-day scale will break through it momentarily. Yeah, we saw a lower one. Yeah. I'm pretty surprised here that we didn't have more of a flat month, though, based on the truce and the peace card as the theme card and the crossing card. But they could be indicating a very critical price level. I found the original markups, so I don't need that file anymore. It just gets in the way. Pretty important price, significant opportunity on the lower end, like opportunity to open up a long position relatively soon. We could be in the midst of it right now. All right, my friends, with that said, I'm going to roll. Thank you all so much for watching and joining me in the morning session. We'll have another morning session like this, subscribers only, on Thursday morning between 10 and 11 at some point. Hopefully sooner than today. Had a late start. But subscriber only means that you have to be subscribed for more than 20 minutes to be able to chat. And again, I'll see you guys on the 3 p.m. session today. Tuesdays and Thursdays, 3 p.m. sessions are now members only, meaning that you need to be a paying member to chat on those. You can watch, but you have to be a paying member. And if you're interested in that, the way that you do that is you go to our channel on YouTube and you click on join. Supporter, premium supporter, one of these two. Much appreciation to everybody that does that. And with that said, I'm going to roll. Thank you so much for watching, my friends. As always, make sure to follow that rule of karma. We're counting on you here at Tarot for Traders. I'm counting on you here at Tarot for Traders. Only 3% of people that view our channel actually donate the 5% forward and the 5% backwards. So if you're one of those people, just think about it. If you didn't do it, who would? So blessings to you for being an angel investor. And I will see you guys on the next one. Oh, hey, Proof. I just saw you there, my man. Big drop on the cusp of January, February. There's a big drop in February. I'm not sure that it's on the cusp, but there's definitely a big drop in February. It might even start on the cusp of February, March for some stocks, but um, see, like the S&P right here has got a really significant cross reading. This is the February reading, which you would have gotten your email as early as like the third or fourth day of, or sorry, maybe like the seventh day of January, if you were on our free newsletter, which you get here at Tarot for Traders on our homepage, right here at the bottom. Just sign up. Free newsletter gets you the S&P 500 monthly before anybody, except for those that have are paying for early access. They would have been able to see this reading as early as like the second or third day of January. But there's a pretty significant cross-reading congruency here. And what I mean by that is that you've got the unicursal here playing the theme card role. And in the one-year reading, you've got the unicursal appearing in February in the S&P 500 one-year reading. And not only that, but I see the unicursal in like a ton. Most of the February 1-month readings that were conducted have a unicursal. Many of them have it in the theme position. That's like really, really significant. It looks like the drop, yes, it looks like the drop is probably at the beginning, like in the earlier part of February. Around like the 7th to the 9th, somewhere in there, maybe even sooner. You're welcome, Proof. Sorry I missed you there.